All right. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to another amazing seminar by your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen. We're going to get going in just a second here. Just waiting for a few more people to jump on. Thank you, everybody, for all the comments, all the views, and everything that makes this machine roll along. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. We are going to hit 12 million views for the month. By the 15th of June, we'll have that's an amazing number, and none of it's possible without all of you. So thank you very, very much. It's just amazing to me that this old man would have ended up being an influencer, but here we are, and here we go. And I'm going to keep doing this show as long as you keep watching it, and it doesn't seem like we're going to stop watching it. So I'm going to keep doing it. So thank you all very, very much. And I have no idea why I'm on super secret double probation over at TikTok, but they've got it so that over at TikTok, nobody can see me. But man, on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, we're just hitting millions of views every week. It's just absolutely amazing. So thank you. All of you, thank you. And I will keep doing this. And yesterday's show, oh my gosh, I can't even believe how many people enjoyed that and went down and checked their bait pumps and found out that they're killing their bait. And they'd been blaming it on the bait companies for all this time. And found out they were killing their bait. So now, hopefully, those of you that saw that show went down there and checked your bait tank and made sure that your bait tank's filling up at the proper speed. And if any of this, like I always say, if any of this makes sense, or if you just want to get down and dirty and start really understanding what's going on out on the water, check out my website at yoursaltwaterguide.com. I will keep on keeping you informed of what's going on. Real quick, though, we got to go over something real fast. The Carnage posted they had squid yesterday, and then this morning they posted they don't have any squid left, and they're going to have to go try to fish for squid tonight. So those of you on my website, I only went with the information I was given by the Carnage, and now they don't have any bait, so they got to go get some more bait. Hopefully they catch some bait tonight. Let's all hope and pray so we can go catch some of those sea bass tomorrow. Good sea bass bites going in a few spots. If you're not members of my website, hopefully you can go out there and figure it out on your own like they tell you to do on Instagram. Some of those superstars of fishing over there on Instagram always are there to let you know that you should try to figure this thing out on your own like they had to, which they're lying anyway because they didn't figure nothing out on their own. Someone helped them, someone pointed them in the right direction, and then they honed their skills, and now they're out there whopping on the fish, and now they're superstars of fishing. That's great. I have only been doing this for 48 years for a living, so I really don't know what all the young kids over there on Instagram know. I'm just trying to let you know about the few little things that I know. That's all I try to do on a daily basis is give you the little bit of information that I've been able to gather over the 48 years of fishing for a living in Southern California. And today is no different. We're going to talk about something that just blows my mind and a lot of the captains on a lot of the boats up and down the California coast. This is unbelievable. It's so easy to stop a fish when you're fishing. But the thing is, most people don't understand how to do that. So when that fish is taking all the line off your reel, it's easy to get it to stop. But most people don't have the strength or the ability to understand how to get that fish to stop taking all your line when you're out fishing. And let's say you hook a nice bluefin, or let's say you hook a nice yellowtail or a white sea bass, or just something large that starts to take all the string off your reel. I've seen it on all these quote unquote expert fishing shows where the experts that make the TV shows don't even know how to do it. And by the way, people ask me all the time, hey, Captain Dave, why don't you have a fishing show? Because I'll be damned if I'm going to pay to make a TV show for you to watch. I mean, that's an ego thing. That's why those guys have TV shows. They're paying to have it, and then they have to go out there and shop it and try to get sponsors to pay for it. I personally get millions of views on my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok pages. So that's why I don't have a TV show. I just try to give you guys the real hard, honest facts. And like I always say, I only tell you the truth. And it hurts a lot of people's feelings. But it's still the truth, whether you like it or not, you little snowflakes. It's still the truth. So if I hurt your feelings, you may want to check out what you're doing. You're probably doing something wrong, and you can't accept it. So therefore, you want to cancel Captain Dave. Go ahead, cancel me. There's another million people right behind you that are going to watch because they want to learn the proper way to do it. But gang, what they did back in the olden days, back in the 1700s, 1800s, mid 1800s, in order to stop the fish, if you remember, if you watch, they used to use hand lines. That's how they used to fish in the olden days. They used hand lines, and those fish would burn that line through their hands. And they just were like, how can I stop this? So then mid 1800s, they came out with the fishing pole, the rod, the thing that you guys have to have. Let me explain something to you. This fishing pole, it doesn't matter how much it costs. You can have an $800 or $1,000 fishing pole, but if you don't know how to use it, it's not going to work. I don't care how much you spend on your fishing pole. People ask me all the time, what kind of fishing pole should I get that $900 G Loomis? And I'm all, do you know how to use it? Well, what do you mean? The fishing pole was designed to stop the fish. No, now, most people don't know this because no one's ever told them this. They just know they need a fishing pole, but you don't, because I'm down here in Mexico and I see guys using a Tecate can with line wrapped around it, swinging it out there and then hooking fish and letting it burn through their hands and then hand lining it in. But if you have an epic amount of extra money, you can get a fishing pole. You don't even need a reel because they use a Tecate can. We'll talk about the reel next week on our show. But today we're going to talk about the fishing pole. And what was the fishing pole designed for? It was designed to stop the fish from taking all your line. That's what the fishing pole was designed for. And how does that work? Well, most people don't even understand this concept, and I'm going to help you out. When the fish is taking your line off your reel and you want the line to stop coming off the reel, here's what most of you do. You take your thumb and you jam it on the spool and you press it down so hard that this knuckle on top of your thumb right here, this knuckle, I see it from up in the bridge, it turns white because you're pushing so hard, and then the line breaks. And you turn around and you yell at me and you say, I didn't put my thumb on the spool. And I go, well, let's go to the camera. Let's go to the replay. Because everywhere I go, I have 4 or 5 GoPros going. We go to the GoPro and they're like, I didn't even know I put my thumb on there. Well, that's because you don't hold your pole the proper way. Because if you hold it the proper way, your left hand goes in front of the reel all the time. Even on a Wednesday, even on a Friday, even on a Thursday, even on a Saturday. They put this cork or the Hypalon or however your rod's designed up here in front of the reel, not because in the factory they had an epic amount of extra cork or extra Hypalon or cork tape, if you will. They put it on there because that's where your left hand, or if you're right-handed, I know that it's supposed to go. That's why it's there. And then if your other hand is on the crank where it's supposed to be, if you're fishing, if you watch that video I made the other day too, where we heard a lot of people's feelings because they're like, well, I don't hold it like that. Well, I wouldn't brag about doing it wrong. Why would you get on social media and brag that you do it wrong? That blows my mind why you would do that. Or why would you argue with someone who's been doing it for a living for 48 years, every single stinking day? And I've seen every mistake known to man made. Why? Man, if I had someone telling me that's been doing it for 52 years that I was doing it wrong, I would listen to them. My God, what is wrong with you people? I want to help you to be proficient. Left hand goes in front, right hand on the crank. Fish is taking all my line. Not even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar can get his thumb back there. His thumbs aren't long enough to get on the spool, so therefore you can't break the line. If you're going to place your thumb on the spool of the reel, take the middleman out, grab the knife, and cut your line. Cut your line. And don't Don't go, well, I know exactly how much pressure to put on with my, shut up. You do not. You might as well grab a big booger out of your nose and eat it. If you're going to leave that comment, grab a booger and eat it. Leave that comment off because you're just showing everyone that you're a booger eater because you could not possibly know how much pressure to put on with your thumb, because if you did, you would be a billionaire living in a mansion up on top of the mountain and you wouldn't be listening to my stupid ass show. I'm just trying to help you. Someone spent $1 million inventing this drag system and did everything they could possibly do so you don't have to put your thumb on here. Back in the 1800s, they had a leather strap back here and they used that to slow the fish down before the drag system was set up. Don't use your thumb ever, ever. God, I've picked people's hand up off their reel and smelled their thumb, and man, there's nothing worse than burnt flesh. But they're like, well, I didn't do it. Bullshit. You sure did. I watched you do it. We got it on film, and you all do it. I told just the other day, 2 days ago on a trip, we're out fishing. I had this conversation with the guys in the wheelhouse on the way out, and I told them when you hook your fish, don't put your thumb on it. What is the very first thing they did? They put their thumb on the spool because the line was going out. Gang, let the fish take the line off the reel. That's what the reel's designed for. And the more line they take off, the harder it's going to be for that fish to swim. Okay? I got off on a tangent talking about that, but you want to know how to stop that fish from taking the line off your reel? This is amazing. It's going to blow your mind. This is going to blow your mind. Bend the rod. Bend it. Pull up on it. Put your left hand in front. Pull up on it. As the rod starts to bend, it's going to cause friction and it's going to slow the fish down. If he's still taking your line, start to bend the rod more. There are times where I've hooked up to a big fish and I have my back bent and the reel up against my chest and the rod bent at such an angle that you would think it's going to break, but it's not. It's not going to break. The line will break before the rod. But that's not what's going to happen. The fish is going to stop because it's so hard. But most people are lazy and weak, and they can't lift the rod up. They're like, he's taking off my line. He's taking off. And I'm screaming at the top, bend the rod. Bend it. If you don't want him to take all your line and you want to catch him, you have to bend the rod. That's what the rod was designed for. No one understands that because most people started fishing an hour ago and now they're experts. I've been lucky enough to grow up in this industry, and my father started doing it for a living in 1947. So the stuff I'm giving you is absolute gold from the old timers, and that's how I was taught to stop the fish back in the 60s when I was a little kid, getting yelled at, screamed at. You can't do that anymore because the snowflakes will start crying if you raise your voice at them, and they'll, oh, don't yell at me. No. That's why nobody learns how to do shit anymore, because they can't handle a little bit of. And I tell them on the way out before we ever leave the dock, I'm not yelling at you. I'm elevating my voice so that you can hear me, so that we can kill the fish that bit your bait. Because I take every single fish personal when we hook it. I believe that I spent the whole day looking for that fish. We actually hooked it. We are supposed to catch it. And if you're booger eating the whole time, doing stuff that's going to cause the fish to go away, I am going to elevate my voice and I'm going to make you think. We don't have time for me to come down and go, hey, you know what, Rod? It would be a really good idea, as the fish is taking all the line off your reel, if you bent the goddamn rod. No, I have to scream, bend the rod, bend the rod, bend it, bend it. What do you mean, bend it? Bend it. That's what I mean, bend it. And if it's still taking the line, start to arch your back, bring the rod up to where the reel is touching your chest. If the reel's touching your chest, this rod's going to bend over in such a position that it's going to stop the fish. That's how you stop a fish. Tomorrow, when you go out and you hook up your big fish, first thing you're going to do is burn it off with your thumb. Then you're going to go tie another hook on and try to realize what the hell you just did. The next time, you're going to point your rod at it till it takes all your line. Then the third time, you're going to go, oh, I remember what Dave said. Bend the rod and I'll stop the fish. And that'll get the line to stop coming off. Gang, all I try to do on these shows every week is try to help you to learn how to be better at fishing. Look, if you think you know a better way, I don't even want to see your comment. I don't care, because that's not what I do these shows for. I'm trying to tell you what works to the center core of fishing. The things I share with you are gold. They work on a daily basis. Take it from someone who's fished for a living for 48 years. That's how I fed my family. That's how I sent my kids to school. I take people out and we catch fish. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, it doesn't matter where we are. We can catch fish. If I can piss a puddle, I can fish in it, and I'll probably catch something out of it. That's just what I do for a living every day, gang. So please, the next time you're out fishing and you get a bite and the fish starts to take your line, keep your thumbs out of the game, because you're going to hold the rod and reel the proper way. Don't brag about holding it the wrong way, because I don't care. If you hold it the wrong way, I don't want to know that, and I don't want to hear about it. I don't. Watch pros fish. Watch the sport boat captains on Inside Sport Fishing. Watch how they hold it. They hold it exactly the same way I do, because they know how to do it, and they fish every day. And they're not like you, and I'm not like you. You've been fishing for 20 years, maybe 4 or 5 days a year. I fished for 48 years, 250 or more days a year. Most of the time, 300 days, because my family likes to eat, and we like to wear clothes, and we like to pay our bills. So you're not like me. You're not like Tom. We fish for a living every single day, gang. So you may want to listen to what we have to say. I'm just trying to help. You know what's working really good right now out there on that bluefin when you can't find the foamers? These Ahi, Deception, daisy chain cedar plugs way back behind the boat. They're getting bit all day, every day. Gang, you got to go to Promar Ahi USA or Promar Ahi. Check out the website. Get some of these live deception cedar plugs. The Dorado color, the natural wood color cedar plugs, and the sardine colors are all working very, very good. Trolled way back behind the boat. 200 yards, gang, way out there, 600 feet back, outside the prop wash, way back there. They're biting these things. It's working really, really well. So I wanted to let you know. Who's got these? Promar. You can order them right now. You can go to the Promar website, order these, put in the code YSWG22, and you're going to save 10% on these things, and you're going to get them shipped straight to your house. So check out the Promar Deception. But back to what we were talking about. On this, look at every one of my reels, every single reel I own. And if you saw that video a couple weeks ago, they're filled to the rim with braided line, all the way to the rim, every one of them. If it's not filled to the rim, you're cheating on yourself. We're going to talk all about reels and how they work and everything to do with reels on our show next week. Why and how these reels work and what they were invented for and why they went to all this length to design all these bitchin' reels to do the things that they do. But now you know. Now, if you watched my show, and share this with your friends, if they want to know about what a fishing pole was invented, the fishing pole or rod or whatever technical term you want to call it, because I know you call it a rod, I call it a pole, and it's a da-da-da-da-da. Those are the lamest comments I've ever seen, but you got to keep making them because you're so negative and your life is so negative. You got to make negative comments. I understand that. But those of you that are positive, and I see you all the time, thank you very much. But listen, the pole, the rod, was invented to stop the fish from taking all your line. And you do that by bending it. I can't be more honest than I already am. Left hand in front, right hand on the crank, bend the crap out of the pole till the fish stops taking line out. It will happen. If your reel's filled to the rim, if you're fishing with a half a spool, you already cheated on yourself. What are you doing? You spent so much money to go fishing lines, the least amount of cost. Fill the reel to the rim. And if you're using monofilament, well, you're fishing caveman. You're fishing with a rubber band. My gosh, Gang, jump up and do the 22nd century or 22nd century and get a reel that holds braid and fill it to the rim with braided line, and you're going to get rid of 90% of the problems you're having. We got so many things to talk about how to hold the pole, how to hold the rod, how to fish with the reel. There's just so much stuff, and I'll always be honest. Thanks for watching my show today. I went over a little bit. I try to do 15 minutes so you still have time to eat your lunch when you're at work. Thanks for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. Do yourselves and do me and do everybody that watches me a favor and quit leaving your lame, negative comments, because they're just lame. They're absolutely lame, gang. They're lame. Absolutely lame. Nobody wants to know how you do it. Nobody. If they did, you would have a YouTube channel, or you would have a Facebook page, or you'd have an Instagram page, or you'd have something, and you'd be making videos like I do, and people would actually be watching them. So don't come over here and leave your negative comments, because it's hilarious. But my wife and I keep digging through them and keep thanking you for the negative comments. It's pretty funny. All right, gang, that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, go over there to AHEAP or go over to Promar's website. Get yourself some cool stuff. Don't forget the live deception seeder plugs. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. Be kind to each other. Turn off the news. They're all lying to you. Let's go outside, have fun, and let's get suntan. Bye.